For 8 years, this house in Whiston lay empty and neglected. This is a story of how it was brought back to life thanks to Knowsley Council's use of an empty dwelling management order.
The house before was a bit of a rundown condition. The garden was a bit of a mess, well, a lot of a mess quite obviously, and the back garden. The local residents next door were a bit upset with the area.
We were first notified about the house through our council tax lists as it had been empty for quite a while. We also received complaints from the surrounding neighbours with regards to the condition of the property. That's when we looked to contact the owner of the property to discuss how to move it forward and how to bring it back into use.
The house had originally been bought by an individual as an investment property, but it became clear that they were unable to renovate and let out the property themselves as they had planned. Knowsley Council's strategic housing team made contact with the owner and agreed that an empty dwelling management order was the best solution.
Well, once we got the empty dwelling management order on the property, we then drew up a schedule of works for the property to bring it up to a certain standard, a lettable standard, a livable standard.
The council financed the renovation work, and once the work was completed, a tenant was identified by social landlords Knowsley Housing Trust. The council's investment in the property will now be recouped through rental income.
Yeah, we were delighted to take part in this initiative with the Knowsley Council, the Empty Homes Initiative, and fantastic to have refurbed a home that was causing blight in the neighbourhood and offer a great 2-bed house to somebody who is in need.
When I first come to view the house with my daughter, I just was absolutely delighted. The fact that it was done, decorated, plastered right through and painted. I was in a 4-bedroom house, and because there was only me and Jess left at home, there was two rooms that weren't getting used, which I had to pay bedroom tax for. I had to look at the long term and the stresses of even just thinking about where the money was going to come from. To pay for the bedroom tax for the rest of my life. It was too much. You know, I do feel like I've been weight's been lifted off my shoulders since I've been here.
Oh, Lane's over the moon now, your lovely house, you know, inside. I've got to say, you know, KT and the Knowsley Borough Council and the contractors have done a fantastic job on the house for it. And now that it's been done up, all the residents locally now are over the moon with the site. The site's a lot better, a lot cleaner for them.
Knowsley Council were the first council in the City Region to use the empty dwelling management order. It's quite a long process, but the results obviously speak for themselves, really.
We're really proud to be part of changing the neighbourhood and changing Elaine's life as well by offering this property.
Well, I mean, empty properties are a problem nationwide, really. There's nearly 1 million empty properties out there. Some of them are in worse states than others, but ultimately they're empty, and there's housing waiting lists everywhere you look. So we really need to be working to turn these empty properties round, whether that be with the owner or with the use of enforcement action.